Another story that's really got your goat this morning. Residents in a small Cumbrian town suffering from a distinct lack of housing have reacted angrily to plans to house around 40 illegal migrants there.
Police are now increasing patrols in Millom after buildings were vandalised and sprayed with graffiti by locals who are enraged by the proposals.
Talk Today's correspondent Nick Ellerby is on the scene. And Nick, really a story that's gathering real traction this morning. Tell us what the people of Millom have been saying to you today, my friend.
Morning, Jeremy. Morning, Rosie. I'm on the streets of Millom at the moment. I'm actually outside one of those properties which has been earmarked to house asylum seekers. So a number of properties here in a town of 5,700 people, just outside the Lake District National Park, just north of Barrow-in-Furness. Got a number of properties, as I say, earmarked to house asylum seekers in a kind of multiple occupancy situation. People here very concerned and upset about that because they're concerned about a lack of housing for people already living in Millom. The side of this property here, someone has graffitied in huge letters, "Not welcome scum," and again, scum written on the wall twice. It's now been faded, it's now been tried to wash off, but still very, very clearly visible. Tension is high here. We've been speaking to the people of Millom here on the streets this morning, and this is what they've told me about the plans.
I feel it's an inappropriate place. A, we have a housing shortage here and locals should take priority. B, what is there for asylum seekers? We have trouble with transportation, public transport non-existent.
Should like home our own first before the home people from other countries.
I don't mind them coming at all.
Why?
There's room for them, the houses are empty. Let someone have them. I know there's been damage in a few houses up and down. Like you say, it's there, let them come.
Because there's more disabled people needing things in Millom without having these houses filled with, you know, migrants and all that.
So people here concerned about a lack of services for the people already in Millom. This problem is created because the government needs to find a place for these asylum seekers that have been staying until recently in hotels at taxpayers' expense. So they're trying to get housing property development companies to try and help out with this problem. I'm here with a couple of local politicians to talk about this. So we've got Simone Faulkner, the town's mayor, and also Jed McGrath, the leader of the town council. Simone, I'll start with you. Why are people so concerned about this?
They are concerned because they've not been informed. At any point has anybody been to them and said, this is what's going to happen, this is how we're going to introduce asylum seekers to your community. There's been no structure, there's been no plan, there's been no dialogue. So they've just heard about it just like that.
Okay. So people here are surprised. There is actually a town council meeting tonight at 6 p.m. to discuss this. Jed, what do you expect people to be saying at that meeting?
I expect there to be a lot of anger. They're all looking forward to our local MP feeding back to them because she's so far managed to speak to the Home Office and get any asylum seekers coming to the town paused. But what we need is a permanent solution and a permanent plan for Millom so that we all know exactly what is planned for Millom. You know, we don't mind if it's appropriate, but what's currently happening is totally inappropriate for a small town like Millom.
Okay. And Simone, you know, we're hearing a lot from the people here that the services here are poor, the transport's poor, there's not enough housing. How's it been let to get to this stage here?
Well, as you know, it is an isolated town. It was a booming mining town in the 60s, and when that closed, everything just disappeared. And investment has been put into the place because of its isolation.
Okay, so town suffering from lack of investment, deprivation, morale seems to be low. Jed, can I ask you, you know, people might say people here are being racist. People don't want people coming from out of, you know, other countries, and there's a fear of that. Would it be different if these were Ukrainian families?
No, I don't think it's about racism at all. It's about the inappropriateness of this. This is one house that this company was planning to buy 7. Luckily, we spoke to them direct. They pulled out of purchasing the other 6. But this is one of a number of companies. So we think there could be nearly 40 houses involved in this. And it's what's appropriate. And what's appropriate for Millom is probably for some families rather than homes of multiple occupation. you know.
Okay.
And,
All right.
But when it came to the Ukrainian crisis, people opened up their homes to them.
Okay, Jed, thank you. I've just got to add, we did have a comment from the Home Office, who are in charge of this project and housing asylum seekers here in the country. They've condemned in strong terms the graffiti here on this property and around Millom, and they also say the Home Office has a duty to provide safe and secure housing for asylum seekers, and they continue to work closely with local authorities in Millom to assess the community's concerns. Guys.
Thank you so much indeed. Really interesting. We're going to come back to you in the next hour. Important to you can understand people's frustration. They're in a town that was thriving, and as the mayor said, you know, mining went, and the town has suffered massively. No investment, no help, and all of a sudden, companies are buying up houses to put migrants in. Now, that's not against the migrants, but it's not really helpful, is it, to the people of Millom? We'll take your thoughts on that as well. Still.